All right. What is going on, my friends? It's K-Dog's Kennel coming at you with the long-awaited Madden 24 team rebuild. I put a vote, or a poll, if you will, on my community tab, and to see if you guys wanted a superstar mode, road to, or face of the franchise, which I actually kind of played a little bit. You actually go through the combine and the draft, and whatever team takes you is the team that takes you. And I got drafted by the Falcons, so I'm a quarterback on there. Or if to do a full-fledged team rebuild. And one thing I wanted to do, I haven't done anything with this. We're going to create a brand new league. We're going to use real-life rosters because preseason 1, I honest to God don't care. Whoops. Okay, I don't care. Let's just use the active. No. Optionally start a fantasy draft. No. Not too familiar with this many. Okay, I don't really care about any of this.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
So, what I wanted to do for this particular rebuild, I tried doing this a few years ago, or a couple years ago, with the Texans, and I just kind of got bored with it because I really didn't commit to it. But this year I want to kind of do something that I don't want to just take for example, everybody knows I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. A lot of people are saying, oh, the Packers are in rebuild mode. The Packers are in rebuild mode. No, they're not. They just have a new quarterback. But we're not going to go with them. We're just going to kind of go through all the teams, and I've narrowed it down to 4. It is the 4 teams that have never, ever, ever, ever been to a Super Bowl. All right, Chicago Bears. Being a Packers fan, it is illegal for me to choose the Chicago Bears. Can't do it. So moving on from them, the Bengals. A powerhouse in the AFC. They've been to 3 Super Bowls. They haven't won one, but they've been to 3. So I don't want to take them. Buffalo Bills, still the only team in NFL history to make not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 consecutive Super Bowls, only to lose all 4 of them. They've never won one, but they've been to them. They've not been to the Super Bowl since that stretch. Denver Broncos, again, one thing about the Bills are a perennial AFC powerhouse. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, a decent defense, but we're not going to go with them. The Denver Broncos, again, Russell Wilson at the helm. They kind of were coached into obscurity last year. They got Sean Payton this year. Broncos are going to be better than they were last year, but like I said, they've been to the Super Bowl. They've won 2. Actually, they've won 3. But we're not going to go with them. The Cleveland Browns are one of the 4 teams that have never been to the Super Bowl. They have a decent team. I'm not a big fan of Deshaun Watson, but the Browns are out. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team that is kind of a definition of a rebuild. Tom Brady, of course, retired. Baker Mayfield is at the helm. Baker Mayfield is garbage. I don't really want to do the Buccaneers. The Cardinals on this game is probably the lowest rated team in the game. Aside from Kyler Murray, the Cardinals really don't have anybody. I actually considered the Cardinals until I had my little caveat of I want to control a team that has never been to the Super Bowl. The Cardinals were in Super Bowl 43, lost to the Steelers, so they are out. LA Chargers, another team that could be something in the AFC. They definitely got the right man at quarterback, Justin Herbert. And I like the Chargers. But again, the Chargers have been to a Super Bowl. They went to Super Bowl 29. So they're out. The Kansas City Chiefs, perennial powerhouse, reigning Super Bowl champions. They don't need help from me basically to rebuild that team. They are a superpower in not only the AFC, but the entire NFL. They are out. Indianapolis Colts. Don't know a whole lot about them other than Jonathan Taylor apparently wants to trade or something along those lines. Not going to worry about them. Plus, again, they've been to Super Bowls. Can't do that. Washington Commanders, although the Commanders have never been to a Super Bowl, their counterparts, the Redskins, have been to Super Bowls before. I don't even know who the quarterback, Sam Howell, I think is now the quarterback in Washington, but they are out. Dallas Cowboys. Everybody's touting that they're going to be some blockbuster team this year. I don't see it happening. I mentioned earlier the Bills lost 4 straight Super Bowls. 2 of them were to the Cowboys in consecutive years, 27 and 28, respectively. The Cowboys don't need my help. Dolphins, another team that could be a contending team in the AFC. Of course, the Dolphins, the 72 Dolphins, the only team in NFL history to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. They do not need my help whatsoever. Philadelphia Eagles, an absolute powerhouse in the NFC, the best team in the NFC in my opinion. Runners-up last year in Super Bowl 57. They don't need my help to get back to the promised land. Atlanta Falcons. I really thought about them. I just like the Falcons uniforms, to be perfectly honest with you. But they have been to 2 Super Bowls. They went to 33 and 51. So we're not going to pick them. The 49ers have had multiple Super Bowl, 4 or 5 Super Bowl wins. A couple in the 80s, a couple in the 90s. But we're not going to be selecting them either. The New York Giants, trending in the right direction, but I do not see them. I don't want to choose them because, again, they've been to the Super Bowl. Jacksonville Jaguars. This was a very, very, very close. It's between them and one other team, and we're going to get to them in just a second. The Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence at the helm have they have the right man at the helm. Going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do with Calvin Ridley coming off suspension last year. The Jaguars, right now, if I had to pick at this very second, they're number 2 on my list. The New York Jets. Oh, my Lord. Let's tout the Super Bowl wagons because, the great Aaron Rodgers joins the Jets. Oh, my gosh. That makes them the best team in football. No, it doesn't. Are the Jets going to be an improved team this year? You bet your bottom dollar. They have not been to the Super Bowl since Super Bowl III, all the way back in the early 70s. But because they've been to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl, we're not going to select them. The team I am leaning toward, the Detroit Lions, have never, ever been to the Super Bowl. They've never sniffed the Super Bowl. I do want to just look at 79, 81, 78, 79. I think I'm going to go with the Lions just because they are they're rated lower than the Jaguars. But Packers, again, they've had Super Bowl championships and whatnot, so we're not going to worry so much about Green Bay. Carolina, again, interesting team. I actually thought about that, but they've actually been to 2 Super Bowls. Lost both of them. They went to 38 and they went to 50. Bryce Young as the new quarterback was very intriguing, but again, I want to pick a team that has not won the Super Bowl. All right, so can't pick them. Patriots, their dynasty years are behind them. They're not quite in rebuild mode, but Mac Jones has a lot to prove. If he's the right guy, Bill Belichick is not a patient man, so it would be interesting to see how that plays out in New England. The Raiders, even though they've not won a Super Bowl in Las Vegas, it's interesting to note that they have a decent team, but in their years in Oakland, they won a couple. Well, actually, they won one. I think they won one in L.A. and they won in Oakland. But either way, we're not going to pick them. The Rams, they won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, Super Bowl 56, but they are a shell of that team. They are not as good as they once were. Not going to worry about them. The Baltimore Ravens, a standout team in the AFC. Could make some noise just depending on how they play. They've won a couple Super Bowls, so we can't choose them either. The New Orleans Saints, a team that I think will be much improved. Derek Carr is not going to be someone to slouch on. I think they're going to be a better team than they've been in the last 2 or 3 years. But again, they've been to the Super Bowl. They've won a Super Bowl, winning Super Bowl 34. The Seahawks, I think, is honestly the most underrated team in the NFC. Geno Smith had a incredible year last year, a resurgence in his career, if you will. But they've been to the Super Bowl, been to a couple Super Bowls. They've won one. Steelers, they were a dynasty once before, so we're not going to worry about them. The Houston Texans, this is when I did my first team rebuild, and I couldn't get behind the Texans. They've never won a Super Bowl, but they're also the youngest team in the NFL, so figure that. The Tennessee Titans have never won a Super Bowl. They've been to a Super Bowl, but they were 1 yard short. The Titans, I actually thought about the Titans as well, but again, because they've been to a Super Bowl, we cannot choose them. And the Minnesota Vikings, they've been to 3 or 4 Super Bowls, and they've never won it either. But I think they have a very good core. Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in football, but we're not going to go with the Vikings. So I think what we're going to do for this rebuild, big baby, time to play ball. In the next episode we will, but we're going to take the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are on the cusp of a Super Bowl, but all right, league settings, private, maximum user. I don't want to do, not doing online. We're going to do all pro difficulty. I don't trust myself on all Madden. We're going to do 8-minute quarters. Weekly training, auto, manual, auto, manual, league advancement, manual, blah, blah. Alright, I think we're good on that. Hold on a second. What's wrong, man? Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. Trade deadline on, trade type enable all, trade difficulty normal, salary cap. If I turn that off, it's kind of a dick, because then I can basically sign whoever I want. I don't want to do that. Draft timer on. Free agent negotiations in stage 1, 10. Coach firing. Just checking this stuff out real quick. All right, so I think we're good in that regard. We'll just keep Dan Campbell as our coach. I like what he's doing in Detroit. So let's go into the preseason. We're not going to play any preseason games. Preseason, I think, is absolute Bush League. So basically, we're going to simulate. Let's take a look at our team and see. I like Detroit. I really do. I like their stadium is labeled your franchise. Oh, that's kind of cool. No, hell no. We're keeping Ford Field. Ford Field's iconic. I want to see my team, by golly. Oh, there we go. All right, let's take a look at our depth chart, just kind of see what we've got. We've got Jared Goff as our starting quarterback. I'm not sold on Goff. Might be looking to replace Jared Goff in time. I just don't see him being an all that great quarterback. David Montgomery, they acquired David Montgomery from the Bears. I think he's a solid running back. Jahmyr Gibbs, he was drafted in the definitely want to utilize both of these guys. And then receivers, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I think is an incredible receiver. Jameson Williams, not so sure about him. I don't know really anything about him. Marvin Jones is the veteran. Caleb Raymond, I don't even know who the hell that is. Josh Reynolds. And then, of course, Denzel Mims, who came over from the Jets when he got released. Let me know who the tight end is. Sam Laporta is a rookie. So they've got some intriguing rookies to work with. On the defensive side of the ball, I don't really know anybody on their freaking defense. I hate to say that, but I really don't know. I know Jack Campbell was a rookie. Cameron Sutton. I don't know any of their defensive players. I hate to say that. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think he played for the Eagles last year. So, Riley Patterson, Jack Fox. Again, don't know any of these people. But I think it's going to be a unique test to see how we're going to. We're just going to advance the week again. We're not going to do any. Just going to see what we got. Preseason is garbage, in my opinion. I've always felt. Hey, and we actually won. Actually beat the Giants 27-17. So that's going to be, and we're just going to simulate. I hate doing it like this, but like I said, I don't play preseason. And we lost to the Jaguars 28-17, not a surprise. And the Panthers, who are actually 2-0 in the preseason. All right, so we finished the preseason 2-1, not bad. Best in the division. That's even better. Upgrade players. I'm just gonna manual or automatically upgrade them. 6 players were upgraded. All right, good deal. And it doesn't start very easy for. Our Detroit Lions, they kick off the season against the number 1 team, the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's going to be. Let's take a look at our schedule. Schedule. Here we go. All right, team schedule. Let's take a look at the Lions' schedule, see what we've got. So the Lions are at the Chiefs, at home against the Seahawks. Those are going to be 2 really tough games. The Falcons, I think it should be a manageable game. At Green Bay, should be a manageable game. Like I said, not sure what Green Bay is going to bring to the table this year. The Panthers, Bucks, okay. At the Ravens, that's going to be a tough game. The Raiders, meh. Chargers will be a tough game. The Bears, meh. Home against the Packers, at the Saints, at the Bears, Broncos, at the Vikings, at the Cowboys, and then wrapping up the season against Minnesota. So not a I don't want to say a horrible schedule, but it starts off quite daunting. All right, so we'll see what we have in store. I'm going to play the game outright. Like I said, that's going to be in the next episode, but at least want to start what this is going to be. Speak to the media about keys to winning on opening day. Let's do that. Maybe. It's opening day this week and a fresh start for every team around the league, and you'll be facing the Chiefs. What is the key to victory? Dominating offense, stifling defense. Stifling defense. Plan on making their offense uncomfortable and keeping them off the scoreboard as much as possible. Yeah, that's going to be easier said than done. You mentioned making their disrupting the pass. Control the Sky's great pass defense leads to a lot of great things and makes it harder for them to score and win the game. Beat the Chiefs, allow less than 200 yards passing. Okay. Yeah, that's going to go over well. Focus your defensive game plan on passing to help achieve your goal. Fair enough. Although, going to be a little bit difficult. But anyway, guys, kind of a quick video, but like I said, at least want to introduce what we're doing. I am going to... we're going to get an episode of Saints Row up tonight, and then we will start this franchise tomorrow night, with year 1, week 1 at Kansas City. Holy crap. Set the season goal. What's a realistic?
Meeting your season goal comes with higher rewards, but also higher risk.
Okay, so conservative at 4 wins, moderate 7 wins, make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. I do feel that this team is a playoff caliber team. So our goal this year is going to be to make the playoffs. And there we go. So choose draft class, auto-generated rookies. I don't have another Madden file to download them from. Time to hire scouts. I don't worry about that. And there is our college players that will be brought up into the league next year. And all that good stuff. But there you have it, guys. All right, next episode of this, like I said, we'll do our first game. Hopefully not get destroyed. I don't like our chances, though, but we'll see what happens in the next episode of this. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm going to come back up with Saints Row here in just a second. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this series and all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Also have a game. If you have kids, I got a game strictly for children. Paw Patrol. I'm gonna just kind of shoot the breeze with that game, just to see if it can bring more viewers, more subs to the channel, and all that good stuff. A lot more stuff coming. I'm starting to babble. But anyway, give this video a thumbs up if you would. Pretty please, it does help the channel grow. Also want to thank my sponsor, Poggers. You can find their website at www.drinkpoggers.com/kennel. Using my code word will net you 10% savings off everything on their website. Do check them out. And we'll be coming back here in just a couple minutes with the next episode of Saints Row. So I will catch you guys in just a bit. Take care.